In a dramatic break with the White House, more than a dozen House Democrats backed a resolution to denounce the administration's open borders policies in a floor vote yesterday. They are now urging Biden and their fellow Democrats to stop denying the crisis.
I think Democrats need to own the fact that immigration is at a crisis level in this country. It's an economic crisis. It's a humanitarian crisis. It is a national security emergency, and we need to address it as such.
Yes, she's right. The border is a crisis, and American taxpayers are stuck footing the bill. California is giving migrants free health care. Maine's giving them free housing. New York City's bill for migrant shelters is over $5 billion. The list goes on. And now this. One hospital in Denver reportedly on the verge of collapse, even turning away patients, after illegal immigrants received over $130 million in care they didn't pay for. But some Democrats are still trying to pin the blame on Republicans. Listen.
To my colleagues on the other side of the aisle, let's be honest with immigrants who deserve better than what you're offering them. Don't welcome immigrants if you plan to reject them. If you keep pushing your bigoted H.R. 2 bill, then also pass this bill. I've taken the liberty of drafting it for you. It removes the Statue of Liberty, our largest symbol that tells people to come here. This is who you are, removing the fabric of America. So I want to know which Republican who supports and voted for H.R. 2 will introduce this bill. If you're going to support H.R. 2, and these bigoted measures, the least you can do is not be a damn liar.
Oh, save it, Maxwell. He joins the likes of Representative Jasmine Crockett, who claimed it was all about targeting communities of color. What is bigoted about acknowledging the 15 beds closed permanently in that Denver hospital, the $120 million that was not accounted for, the patients they had to turn away because of the irresponsible situation, the crisis at the southern border?
I'm surprised Democrats are still using the Statue of Liberty in this argument, because you know what? For years they told the world, give us your tired, your poor, those yearning to be free, and make sure they come in at the southern border and stay in one of these small towns with no economic infrastructure. If New York City can't take the financial pain, how the hell can some small town in Arizona take it? The hypocrisy of this guy is mind-boggling. Stop it already. You've had enough Democratic mayors who have come out and said, we can't do it. It's crazy. And then who's getting hurt? It's the black and Hispanics in those towns whose kids are being kept out of school so the immigrants, the illegal immigrants, can stay there. They can't get medical care. They're the ones who have voted you into office, and you treat them like crap. This guy needs to shut up. And please, Democrats, never bring up the Statue of Liberty again. Don't bring it up.
And the notion that it's somehow about skin color, Kennedy. No, the migrants are being bused to the sanctuary cities. We are acknowledging the policy, the blanket of protection that these Democratic leaders extended over their cities, the priority that they engaged in that prioritizes everyone else but those who actually reside there and pay taxes.
Yeah, this is what a majority of people in Los Angeles, in California, in New York, this is what they voted for. These are sanctuary city policies. And, you know, I compare it to, it's a sanctuary city saying, we're overrun. We can't afford this. This is too many people. That's like going to a hospital and, you know, the chief of surgery going, there's too many sick people. Where did all these sick people come from? Well, maybe it was the giant cross on the front of the hospital that said emergency room. That's where you're supposed to take people. And if you're really concerned about people of color, as they claim to be on the left, what about the veterans? What about the Vietnam veterans who did not get deferments? And they are the ones who are living on the streets. Right. What about their care? What about their concern?
Yeah. What do you make, Kaylee, of the 14 Democrats that broke from Biden, that took this stand?
Yeah, I mean, it's unsurprising. It's gotten just that bad. But about Biden, let me say this, because this just came in. Democratic whip Catherine Clark, she was out on another network, and she said that Biden's been working on solutions for the border since day one of his presidency. Okay, well, the RNC decided to fact check that, and they found 94 executive actions rolling back the Trump immigration policy in the first 100 days of the Biden administration. Now, that's what is happening, but why is it happening? Why is it happening? Go look at the headline of Politico. The border deal's forgotten problem, progressives. Jayapal, the head of the progressives, came out and said, we're going to hurt immigrant communities in a progressive base that needs to see a difference between Donald Trump and Joe Biden. This is blatant politics. People say, why is Joe Biden doing this? He's terrified of losing that progressive flank of his party. He's beholden to progressives, and that means the rest of the country loses in New York, in Chicago, on the southern border, and across the country.
By the way, that's a new favorite talking point, because we heard that from Kamala Harris yesterday when she was on a talk show saying, well, what we're going to do is we've got this plan. And the reason we can't implement it is because, well, it's an election year. It's always an election year. Wake up. My goodness. It's constantly been, especially for this president, because his numbers have been in the tank for over a year. He's had to run just to catch up to where he was behind with 9.5% inflation. But this idea of the black communities, black and Hispanic communities, look at Chicago. I can't wait to see what's going to happen when they host the DNC convention, Obama's backyard, with blacks in neighborhoods who are already saying that they feel like they're being replaced by the illegal immigrants who are coming in and soaking up all the resources and the space.
Yeah, well, they are.
And
Guess what? You've been bamboozled. Wake up. This is another opportunity to wake up. If 50 years of subpar education to our kids didn't wake you up, if lack of opportunities didn't wake you up, maybe this will be the final wake-up call. You don't have to vote for Democrats or progressives. You don't have to vote for Republicans. But please, at some point, wake up and vote for someone that really gives a damn about you.
Amen.
Please.
Let's play a clip. Charlemagne the God had this to say about the migrant crisis and what his listeners are telling him. Take a watch.
I honestly have never spoken to as many people who are concerned about the migrant issue as I have, over the past year. People were calling the radio station, that was just this week, really, really, really complaining about that. So I've never seen, working class people who I interact with every day until this past year really, really, really express their frustration for the migrants. And it's not even just the people. Like, you see politicians who once, championed having the migrants in the city, like the mayor Eric Adams of New York. Now they're like, yo, hold up. This is too much.
It's easy to point fingers and call other people bigots. But when you have to live under those same policies, you see just how difficult it is. Yeah. It is very, very hard having a whole bunch of illegal immigrants come into your town. It's expensive. You have to move things around. You have to fix budgets, go into deficits, and people pay a price for it, citizens of your city.
Well, and I go back to something that Kennedy had said about voting. It's in the voters' hands. See, in Chicago, they didn't have to pick somebody who was more to the left than Lori Lightfoot, but they did. They picked Brandon Johnson.
Yeah.
Let's go, Brandon.
Different Brandon, but kind of the same thing.
Hey, everyone. I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.